Hey guys, welcome back to Programming Done. Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're going to be making a joke program and it's not too many lines of code, so that's something that's good. So the first thing you want to do is you're going to want to make a new file and you're going to want to import PyJokes. And you're also going to have to pip install this, so I'll just put this right here. PyJokes. Okay, and the reason you don't want to have any hashtag, the reason that I put a hashtag there is to make it a, and the reason it's in red is to make it a comment, which means that the code is going to ignore this, the compiler, and all that this is there for is just for the user, okay? So just so that you guys can see it. So comments are super helpful when organizing your code, except they aren't necessary at all. Okay, now we just want to see how many jokes the person wants. So joke count equals int input how many jokes here. Okay, so let's break this down. So joke count is the variable, and in this variable, this is going to be stored. So it's going to have an input that's an integer, and it's going to print this first. How many jokes would you like to hear? So it's going to show that on the screen, and then it's going to take your user input. So you can type in whatever you want, but it has to be an integer or else it's going to throw you an error. Okay, the reason we're doing an integer or a counting number like 1 to like a billion is because because it's a number, you know? We can't do 3.5 jokes, that's not a thing. And we can't do like bananas jokes, so we have to do 1, 5, a number jokes, but we can't do decimal either. Now what we want to do is we just want to initialize a variable. The reason that we're initializing a variable is because we're going to have a while loop. And what a while loop basically is it keeps running until it fulfills the statement. So actually we have to do this to 0, x equals 0. So while x is less than joke count. So when x equals joke count, this variable loop is going to end because it's not going to be less than joke count anymore. So it's just going to keep running this while loop until it fulfills this, until this stops happening. So this is the thing that causes it to keep happening. So when this happens, it's not going to work anymore. Okay, it's going to close out of the while loop. And the reason that this is so helpful is because we don't want to repeat it so many times and manually code it. Plus, we don't know how many times we want to repeat it. So that's why while loops are really, really helpful. And you don't have to repeat your code. So it's pretty nice. Now, okay. So now what we want to write is my joke equals pyjokes.getLanguage en category all. This is a lot. So what do we do? So my joke is a variable and pyjokes is what we imported. So now it's going to get a random joke in the language English, en, and the category is going to be all. So that's it, okay? So now it's just going to keep doing this. And now we have to print our joke, right? We have a variable that our joke is in, but we have to print it. So now what we want to do is x plus, right? And then what we want to do is my joke. Now you might be thinking, why did we do this? Well, the reason is we want it to be like this. We want it to look like this. Let me just put it in a comment. 1. Why did the chicken cross the road? Right? We want it to look like that. And by the way, the person in the comments who can give me the funniest answer to why the chicken crossed the road is going to get a shout out next video. Okay. So write those chicken comment things. Okay. Now what we want to write is we just want to write x plus equals 1, which basically means x equals x plus 1, okay? So if x was 0 before, x equals 1 now. And then then it's going to become 2, then 3. And it's going to keep going until it stops the while loop. Okay? And now what we want to write is we just want to leave them with some closure. Closing the program now. Okay, and let's run this. And you're probably gonna have to save it. I just ran it, so okay, let's check out what's happening. Okay. How many jokes would you like to hear? I just want to hear one today. Okay, let's see what the problem is. X plus... Oh, there's a little problem. Okay. We have to write str. Okay, this is the reason. So basically in Python, in Java, this isn't the sense. But in Python, you have to convert, if you're going to do it in a print statement, all of the things have to be strings. So how do we convert this to a string? Pretty easy. All we have to do is we just have to put it in parentheses. And we have to write str and put x in parentheses. So it's going to temporarily convert x into a string variable just for the print statement. Let's try it again. Okay, so now we just want to full screen this. How many jokes would I like to hear? 1. My joke is not defined. Let's check what's happening. Oh, I made a little error. So I bet you have to put an underscore. I forgot my underscore, and that kind of collapsed the whole program. So with Python, you have to put an underscore, and your variables have to match exactly. So let's try it one last time before we stop. Okay. How many jokes would you like to hear? 1. My joke has not been defined. Let's check it again. Oh, J is lowercase. I know, there's a lot of errors. This happens a lot in programming. Errors just happens a lot. So let's try it one last time. Oop, not last time. Let's try it another time. What's wrong this time? It looks okay, except we forgot M being capital. You might be wondering, with all these errors, I might be doing it on purpose. Look what you think, put what you think in the comments. How many jokes would I like to hear? 1. Chuck Norris does not need to know about class factory pattern. Okay, honestly, I don't really get the joke. A lot of these are programming jokes and like Chuck Norris jokes. I don't know why, but I didn't get it. Another thing we want to just quickly do is put a line of space so people know what the joke is. So just let's try it one last time. Let's try 2 jokes this time. Number 1, Chuck Norris. See, 2 Chuck Norris jokes. Like, nobody knows. Okay, wait. Tell me if you guys know Chuck Norris in the comments, please. Like, who is this guy? Somebody got to tell me. And instead of doing it there, we actually want to put the line of space here. I'll show you why in 1 second. So let's run it. 1. The reason that, because then it's going to provide a line of space. But if we do 2, then it's going to provide a line of space for each line. The reason that lines of spaces are so good and the reason I prefer them so much is just because it gets really hard on the eyes. It's like text, 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 text. It's much easier if they have a little breathing room, in my opinion. Okay, well, that's it. The program works. It's not very hard. It's pretty simple. Now, I have a little bit of a challenge for you. So I put a challenge last video. We still haven't gotten any responses for that challenge. So get on that challenge. But I have one challenge for you this week. So if you can make it so that the program actually says the joke out loud, then you guys get a shout out in my next video. So 2 opportunities for shout outs. First, tell me the best chicken cross the road joke. Road joke. And then 2, solve the challenge, which is to make this actually speaking instead of just like printing. Anyways, that's all for this week. Bye. See you again tomorrow.